Hi, I'm Jessica.
And I'm Kira.
And we are the Keepers of the Books, your online librarians. And we are here with a weekly reads episode. My first book is The Secrets of Topsy, a friendly town that is almost always by the ocean. This is by Kerr Fox and M. Shelley Coates. This is a review copy from Disney Hyperion. I'm going to say grades 2 through 7 or ages about 7 or 8 through 12. Davy Jones has just moved to Topsy. And this is an odd place. He doesn't necessarily want to be here because, number one, no one can remember his name. He doesn't know why. And two, his locker is at the bottom of the school swimming pool in the deep end. In Topsy, dogs are a myth and mermaids are real. Rubber ducks are very dangerous. And of course, there's much more absurdity. But Davy's mom really wants him to give this his everything and make it work. Give this a chance. So he doesn't complain. Even though he cannot get to his locker. Apparently, he works on it, but he's just not that good at getting down there and opening it up and everything else. He's in 5th grade. He's in Miss Grimalkin's class. And his classmates just don't seem to be very helpful. Some of them are more helpful than others. But it's just so out of his realm of normalcy. This is humor and fantasy, and Rita likes, I'm going to say, sideways stories from Wayside School. Both boys and girls will like this book if they like humorous stories like Wonkenstein. So pick up this book, read it, and enjoy the laugh. This is a review copy from Disney Hyperion.
Penny Baker's School is Revolting by Jennifer Brown. This follows the story of Thomas Fallgrout. He goes to a very unusual school. In this school, for history, you have what's called facts after the fact, and you even get to dress up whenever you want about whatever you're talking about in history class. Your PE teacher has some unique ideas of what to do for PE, including jousting. Things take an odd turn in this book. First, the regular history teacher is missing, and the new teacher is just too normal for Penny Baker's School. Doesn't let them dress up whenever they want to. And the PE teacher decides to introduce ballroom dancing, which is definitely not Thomas's strong suit. And so he decides this is too weird for even Penny Baker's School, and he decides to throw up a revolution at the school and get things changed, also to find a teacher. Will he succeed? This is just a really silly, funny book. I would also recommend it for those who like sideways stories from Wayside School, My Weird School, or other humorous school fiction like that. This is not the first one in the series, but you can read them out of order. This is a review copy from Bloomsbury Press. I would recommend this for grades 3 through 7 or ages 8 through about 13.
Okay, break into the internet, pick your players, start your quest. This is a review copy from Disney Press. This is a book where you choose your own path. It's a novel. So there are a lot of shorter stories following all the characters, and then there's the one long one that is the story we know from Ralph Breaks the Internet. You follow Ralph, Vanellope, Fix-It Felix Jr., Yes, and Jean in this book. They're the different characters that you can choose. And there are several pieces of the main stories from 5 points of view. Vanellope von Schweetz is getting a little bored in Sugar Rush, and she's always winning. It's just boring. Yeah. She can even drive the main racetrack with only one finger. Whole car. Even with all the traps and stuff. Ralph has decided that he wants to help her out. So can he help, or is he going to wreck everything as usual?
No, you can always call in Fix-It Felix to fix it.
Right. And what is this strange new internet stuff that's endangering their entire game center? This is an original novel companion to Ralph Breaks the Internet. It's really fun to follow the different paths and see what happens. Of course, I had to read it many times, following different paths as I went because it was so fun. They're cute, they're lovable characters. You know that they break the wheel to the game.
Of course.
And that the game's been pretty much decommissioned. So how are they going to fix this? What are they going to do?
How are they going to break into the internet? Or break the internet?
Right. You may have seen the movie by now, but this is just a fun book. The pictures are bright, they're colorful, they're fun. and add to the story and the characters. So grab this one and have fun. This one I would recommend for grades 3 through 8 or ages 9 through about 13 or 14.
Captain Superlative by J.S. Puller. So there is a new student in school who's a little unusual. They call themselves Captain Superlative. They come to school wearing a red mask, a wig, gloves, and even a cape. And of course torn tights and sneakers, and they just don't quite fit in. But Janie is intrigued by this person and decides to become Captain Superlative's sidekick. And they team up together to try and bring down the bully and change everybody's opinion about how they should view each other. This story, I can't give too much away without spoiling some very important details, but it's definitely for fans who like things like Wonder, Stargirl, and Mustaches for Maddie. It's a touching story. The characters are well developed and engaging. If you like realistic fiction, you'll definitely want to pick this one up. This is a review copy from Disney Hyperion. I would recommend this for grades 3 or 4 up through about 7th grade, or ages 8 to about 13.
Mother Knows Best. This is by Serena Valentino. This is the story of Mother from Tangled and how she becomes the evil villain. How does she become who she is? What is her backstory? As a child, she's not an only child. Her mother is evil and overprotective, and they take care of the dead. They live in this veil. So she tends to lean towards the evil side, like her mother. And the girls don't necessarily want to partake of their mother's magic and learn and become the keepers of the dead. This gets very complicated quickly, but they must make a choice. There's a flower involved in their magic. What becomes of their mother, and what happens to her sisters, and how does Mother Gothel become this one who's taking care of this baby or Rapunzel in this tower? All of that is covered in this book, the whole backstory, and this was a good read because Mother Gothel is one of those, I think, evil villains that we don't really get to know as much about as some of the other ones, and so this helps you to understand her a little bit more. This is a review copy from Disney Press, and I'm going to say grades 5 through 9 on this one, or anyone interested in the story, really. There is some violence, but no other content necessarily.
Incredibles 2, a real stretch. This is an Elastigirl prequel story. So in this book, Elastigirl is friends with Frozone and Mr. Incredible, although she thinks Mr. Incredible could be a little bit of a jerk at times. And they are part of the National Supers Agency. And the National Supers Agency decided to throw a Supers Appreciation Day. There is someone, however, who is trying to stop this whole day from happening. In fact, they want to get rid of the Supers altogether. Can Elastigirl, Frozone, and Mr. Incredible team up in time to stop the villain? And who is this mysterious new villain? So this is not only the story I mentioned, but it's also how Elastigirl falls in love with Mr. Incredible and how they become the Incredibles. For fans of Incredibles 2, you'll want to pick this one up. Very fast-paced, fun adventure, full of humor. I would recommend this for grades 3 to about 7 or ages 8 to about 13. This is a review copy from Disney Press.
Okay, Once Upon a Time, Henry and Violet. This is a review copy from Kingswell Press. It is written by Michelle Zink. In this book, Henry and Violet have the opportunity to be alone. They are going on a field trip to New York, but they don't necessarily know how they're going to get away because they're not quite old enough where they're going to have a lot of freedom on their school vacation, but they will have some. So they got to figure out how they're going to get away from Mom, who will be on the vacation with them, or the school trip. And Violet has an errand. She has found a journal online with a rare bookseller in New York City, and she wants to go and get this book for her dad. This is his journal. It would mean the world to him. She can't exactly come out and say, hey, this is my dad's journal, because it's from like the 1800s or something crazy like that. Violet still has a lot of notions from when she was back in Camelot, and Henry, of course, was raised here but in Storybrooke, so he kind of knows both worlds. He understands. And their relationship is under some stress. It doesn't quite seem as authentic and loving like they're connecting as they used to. So this trip, they also think, is either, okay, we're going to cement our relationship, we're going to make this great. You have that interpersonal relationship peace and their friendship at the same time driving this story. It's really good, and it's a big step in the plot. This is a great book for fans of Once Upon a Time. And even if you're not a fan of Once Upon a Time, I think there's enough backstory mixed in that you won't be lost at all. So if you don't know the story, you haven't been watching the show, not a problem. Enjoy this book. It could be a standalone love story all by itself if you don't follow the rest. But here's the thing. You're going to want to continue on with Once Upon a Time after you read this book. I'm going to say grades 6 through about 10 for this one, or ages 12 through about 16. Of course, if you like the story and you're following the show, you could go a little older than that as well.
It's your universe. You have the power to make it happen. This is by Ashley Eckstein. For those of you who don't know, is the voice of Ahsoka in Star Wars. This is her story and her journey becoming a Disney cast member and becoming the voice of Ahsoka. So she grew up in California, and her dad worked for Disney. She's always had a love for Disney and wanted to be a part of the Disney crew. Her first job there wasn't so fun, but she eventually got a job as part of the parade, part of Hercules. And then she worked her way up till she got her grand debut in Ahsoka. And in this book, she covers how she stayed on track, how she kept achieving her dreams, and she includes little parts for the reader to figure out how to achieve their own dreams and to take notes in the book as well. This is a great book for any teenager or tween who is looking to start their kind of future and wants to achieve their dreams. I would recommend this for grades 4 or 5 through about 9th grade, or ages 9 or 10 to about 15. This is a review copy from Disney Editions. The Last Voyage of Poe Blythe. This is by Allie Condie. This book comes out March 2019. So The Last Voyage of Poe Blythe. Poe is 17. She's a girl. She's the captain of a mining ship, and it's the last mining ship. She's an orphan. She designs weapons. She's a fantastic weapons designer, like the best. About 2 years ago, she lost the person that she loves the most in the world, and she lost that person to river raiders. So they go down the river in the ship, and they mine, and the river raiders occasionally do attack the mining ships. It's set in the Serpentine River. Her mission is to go down the Serpentine with her crew and retrieve as much gold as possible, and to avoid any capture and raid. She knows from the beginning, just this gut captain instinct, that someone on her ship must be a spy for the admiral. But as things start going, she begins to wonder, does she have a traitor on board too? Just how far is she willing to go for her country, her ship, her crew? And who can she trust? And who is a spy? Who's a traitor? She's got quite the journey cut out for her. So this is a review copy from Dutton, which is a division of Penguin Teen. This is a fast-paced, fun adventure. I read this book in one sitting. You can't put it down. It's great. You've got pirates. You've got raiders, adventure, suspense. You've got a strong female character. It's a lot different than Allie Condie's other stuff. I've read pretty much most everything she's written, I think. I loved this one. This is a really fun book for a lot of people who liked Passenger or Daughter of a Pirate King or any of those other books. So if you like strong female characters that really kick butt, and if you like those pirate adventures, you're going to love this book. I loved it. It was great. And I'm going to say ages 12 and up or grades 7 and up. There really wasn't any content at all. Past Tense by Lee Child. This is another one in the Jack Reacher series. And you can read these by themselves because I've definitely not read all of them because there's so many of them. In this one, there's a Canadian couple who stumbles upon an inn in the New England woods after their car breaks down. And they're staying at this inn and things are definitely really weird and not what they seem because the innkeeper keeps putting off getting their car fixed. And they stumble across some other things that don't seem quite normal. The other person who is in this novel, of course, is Jack Reacher, who stumbles upon this New England woods town. And he's like, well, I haven't been here before. And it's along the path of where he believes his dad grew up. So he decides to investigate this little town and discovers there is a place outside this town called Riley Town that his dad actually grew up in. And he follows the story to figure out what really happened to his dad and what's going on. And of course, you can imagine somewhere along the line, because it's a Jack Reacher novel, these two stories are going to merge. And I won't tell you how because it's a total spoiler. I love this book. It is narrated by Scott Brick, who does a fantastic job narrating the Jack Reacher, this particular Jack Reacher novel. Fast-paced, full of mystery, action-packed adventure. I would recommend this for adults. But if you have a high schooler who enjoys Jack Reacher, certainly give it to him. This is a review copy from the publisher.
All right. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. When you subscribe, hit the bell notification. Otherwise, you don't actually get notifications most of the time. And you certainly do want them because we have many more great reviews that we have coming for you. And in the comments below, please let us know what book you're looking forward to reading. And until next time, happy reading. Bye.
Bye.